The Archdiocese of Chicago is a vibrant and diverse faith community. We celebrate our faith through worship, evangelization, and reaching out to the needy. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Catholic Chicago. My name is Vince Girasoli. I'm the Director of Multimedia Content here at the Archdiocese of Chicago, and every once in a while I have the pleasure of joining you as we tip our hats to our Catholic schools here in the Archdiocese of Chicago for a program we call Catholic Schools Today. We're recording this program kind of sort of in the middle of January, but we're looking ahead to February, and it's African American History Month, and our schools are making some great plans for celebrations throughout the Archdiocese in their schools, and also over at Holy Name Cathedral, fantastic annual tradition where folks get together for prayer service and come together from all over the city. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but first I'd like to sort of take a little peek at what some of our schools are doing with social media, because it's great to see how the schools are welcoming the students back and also taking a look back at some of the things they did over break and just before we got there. And right now we want to take a look at St. Cletus, because y'all remember that everyone was so busy getting ready for their Christmas concerts, and they had a chance to post the entire Christmas concert that they had online, and there's just a fantastic performance that I wanted to share with you. It's from the junior kindergarten chorus and preschool chorus from St. Cletus School. You'll find that in LaGrange. Let's watch it right now, and you'll see why I was smiling. Ladies and gentlemen, we are listening to the preschool and junior kindergarten chorus from St. Cletus School in LaGrange. It looks like they sure had a great Christmas concert. I bet they had a great Christmas too. And what is it, this little light of mine? I'm going to let it shine. They got all the motions right. And I sure remember when my kids were that age and were in similar concerts. Just brought a smile to everybody's face. So welcome back to school for all of those students. School's been in session now for a little bit more than a week, and as we're getting ready to record, we're dealing with some snow, so maybe folks might even be staying home. But the real reason we're getting together today is to talk about the plans that are being made for more glorious sounds that will be coming everyone's way from Holy Name Cathedral next month. It's going to be the 46th annual African American Heritage Prayer Service. 46 years of this now, and if you've ever had the chance to attend one of these prayer services, it is just chock full of energy. And it really is a wonderful experience to just be close in communion with other people from other Catholic schools, but also to have a great time while you're in the church as well. And a lot of that's made possible because of the music, and that wouldn't happen without music director, the music director who puts it together every year, Tyrone Pittman. And Tyrone's joining us now. Tyrone, thank you very much. Appreciate that you're making time to join us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the service in a minute, but you are the music director at St. Ethelreda at 89th and Paulina, correct?
That's the school that I work for.
Okay.
I am the music director for St. Josephine Bakita and Our Lady of Africa churches on the south side.
Okay. So as you've been at St. Ethelreda, the kids have been coming back. Have they been coming back with smiles on their faces, or have they just been, kind of slowly trudging back to school?
After Christmas, or
after Christmas? After Christmas.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're happy to be back. Very excited about being back. Yeah.
And I bet they look forward to music class as well.
They love music.
How do you see?
I'm thrilled about that.
How do you see?
Love it.
How do you see music impacting the students?
Well, it gives them a chance to express themselves, and they have a lot of energy, and they need to have something to do with that energy. And music is one of those ways that would lend an opportunity for them to be expressive and to ignite some of that energy, and they love music.
And you help bring it to them too. Is the
Right,
program
right.
there strictly a vocal program, or are there musical instruments involved in the program as well?
They do some drumming, but we don't do a lot in the way of other instrumentation other than singing and live performance, with spoken word and song.
Mhm. And how many times a week do they get to take part in the classes?
Once a week,
Hmm. And is it a once a
but
week
we
for
have
every grade, or is it
Recording in
reserved,
progress.
or is it reserved for just certain grades?
no, it's all grades,
Wow.
K through 8.
Now, what do you now? You know, there's always it's usually a fella sitting in the class does not want to sing. Have you seen folks like that transformed, and all of a sudden they're singing their hearts out?
At the beginning of the year, but a lot of times when they see the excitement from the other students around them, children have a way of inspiring each other. And once they see their fellow classmate really enjoying and really being really engaged or whatever, you find that they soon come around. And then there will always be those people that just don't feel that that's a gift of theirs or whatever. And that's understandable.
But it's nice to enjoy it and listen along. You don't have to be front and center. You can just be moved by music just by sitting and listening to it. Okay,
Okay.
let's talk about the prayer service. Now, you've been putting together the music for the last 5 years for the prayer service. How do you find just the right music?
But first, you have to make sure that you understand this is music that they can identify with. And when you try to push them into some of the older traditions, many times they don't understand that and they can't relate to it. But when I select the music, I try to make sure that it's not just music that they can identify with, but music that fits the program, the theme, and they don't usually have a problem with most of the music that you bring to them. But I do try to make it age sensitive.
Yeah, and as we are speaking with you, we're seeing scenes from one of the previous African American Heritage prayer services that took place at Holy Name Cathedral. But you know what? I think we should treat our audiences to some of the voices that are raised in song. And we have a clip from last year's entrance song or hymn. I wanted to call it an entrance number, but I don't think that's appropriate. But let's listen to how everyone raised their voices in song at the beginning of last year's prayer service.
Okay.
Oh, Tyrone, that's great. And as we're listening to the voices there, you can just hear the energy in the kids. When do you start preparing the chorus? How much time do they have to prepare for the prayer service?
A little over a month. We are trying a different approach as it would pertain to meeting with the children to prepare them. I go to each school individually, and the children never really sing together as a heritage choir until the day of the event.
Wow. And they sounded that good, and that's the first time they came together.
That's the first time they came together. That's what we've tried for the last 2 years. And so far it's working out pretty well. And we're looking for ways to make it even more inspirational.
How many students do you think were part of the choir last year?
It was about close to 70.
70. And how many different numbers did they have to learn?
Probably about 7 or 8. We had some prelude music as well. So I would say up to 12.
Up to 12. And so you go to the individual schools, and about how many students are at each school in an individual session with you learning the different pieces of music?
For the most part, anywhere from 15 to 20.
And how do you go about choosing these particular pieces of music?
Once the theme has been handed down to me, I try to choose music that would address the theme, but yet it's still, the bass line is always celebrating our heritage and the music that we sing and the music that inspire us. It's strange human, and I'd like to add in there, if you will. It's you want music that's sort of universal at the same time, and making sure that the other children can connect with it. So we try to find music that has a hook, so that everybody can easily catch on and feel a part.
So, for example, I'm going to assume, since I heard them saying it time and time again, the piece that we just listened to, is it called "Wonderful Is Your Name"?
Yes.
How do you find a piece of music like that?
Well, many times the children would bring it to you, and they'll tell you, this is what I like to sing, and they'll bring a lot of pieces of music to you, and I'm like, okay, let's see. And I'll take the piece from one school to the next one and see how they respond to it. And I'm like, okay, everybody responded very well to it, so we'll use that one, and it fits well.
And so what are some of the themes that we're going to be hearing this year at this year's service?
Well, this year, we still always focus strongly on what we do as a people, meaning the children have to learn responsibility as well. So they don't have the exact theme nailed down just yet, but I will know that by Monday. Mm-hmm. But it's always built around something that talks about building from where you are and building on what you have.
And as you put together these different pieces, do you ask the kids if they'd rather sing one song more than another, or do you just say, "Hey, folks, this is what we're doing"?
No, actually, you take you put a formula together and you take it to each school, and this is what I do, mm-hmm. to see how they respond to it. And so far, we've been, pretty successful with that. Generally, if songs have some kind of movement to them or some relativity in sounds of what they might hear on, in their regular setting, they respond well to it. And many times it doesn't have to be that. It's just songs that would grab them up a certain kind of way. And for the most part, if it's energetic and have a lot of life, they generally gravitate real quickly and sing, but they don't think twice about it.
Tyrone, I'm going to tell you, I feel very lucky because I'm going to be able to attend this year's service. So I'm going to be looking forward to the musical moments. And really, congratulations on all the wonderful work you do with the chorus for just that one day, bringing the students together from all these different schools to raise their voices in song. Once again, it's the 46th Annual African American Heritage Prayer Service taking place at Holy Name Cathedral on February 24th. Tyrone Pittman is Catholic School's music teacher, and he's also the music director for the prayer service. So, Tyrone, thank you so very much for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Okay. I still have a smile on my face from all of those musical moments that we were listening to just a few moments ago, and we will have more Catholic Schools today coming your way just ahead.
mercy on me, God, in your kindness, in your compassion, blot out my offense. Oh, wash me more and more from my guilt and cleanse me from all my sin. Have mercy, Lord, have mercy on us, for we have sinned.
My offenses, truly I know them. My sin is ever before me. Against you alone I have sinned. What is evil in your sight I have done?
Join Catholic Charities on Sunday, February 4th for the 2024 Divine Affair, a premier wine tasting event held at Chicago's Union League Club. Sample and purchase wines and craft beers from around the world. Attend a wine appreciation or beer tasting seminar while you enjoy gourmet hors d'oeuvres and fabulous desserts. A fantastic silent auction and raffle are included as well. All proceeds benefit Catholic Charities programs and services that help anyone in need throughout Cook and Lake counties. To purchase Divine Affair tickets and learn about great sponsorship opportunities, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 847-226-5697. That's 847-226-5697.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives, you are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at artchicago.org/schooljobs. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Catholic Schools Today here on Catholic Chicago. I'm Vince Girasoli. We're so glad you could join us. It's always fun to talk about our schools. And if you are kind of sort of wondering, how can you learn a little bit more about your schools? Social media is a great place to turn to, because every one of these schools has Facebook pages, they have websites, and they interact with the community. And sometimes it's fun to throw the spotlight on some of the things we're sharing. So here's a nice send-off from St. Elizabeth of the Trinity School on the Northwest Side. And they're posting a salute to their 8th graders who are embarking now on their final season of basketball that's ahead in the next couple months before they head on to their high school choices. So let's take a listen to their little tribute that they have for their 8th graders. And it's coming up. We'll have it any second, but there you can see the St. Elizabeth of the Trinity website. And when you see all of that, realize that it's not just 8th grade, it's for a number of years that all of these student athletes have been busy. and receiving so much support from their classmates, from their parents, and from the teachers at their schools. So a nice way to send them off and to start their final basketball season as they are there at St. Elizabeth of the Trinity School on the northwest side. What a great way to salute folks and welcome them back. We also have, we're talking about the African American Heritage Prayer Service that's coming up at Holy Name Cathedral next month for African American Heritage Month. And we're fortunate enough to be speaking right now with April Greer. She's principal at Old St. Mary's School. She serves on the AAHPS Planning Committee, and her school regularly participates. April, you're with us right now?
Yes, I am.
Recording in progress.
Hey there, April. It's good to hear your voice. And now we see your face. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
We're going to talk about the prayer service in a moment, but I want to talk a little bit about your school right now because you really have a fantastic school. I've had the pleasure of visiting it a couple times, and it really is a wonderful environment for learning. And I just want you to tell our listeners and our viewers right now just a little bit more about the school.
Old St. Mary's is our Catholic school located in the South Loop area, 1474 South Michigan. We're a parish school. We have 2 campuses where our students take class. We have a student classes, which is our parish center. We have our art, our PE, our music classes take place there. Some of our meetings take place. We have a huge gym. We're a student body of 481. We are a very diverse school, diverse in all ways. We have students that come from different area codes, definitely students that commute via walk, but we also have students that come from the north and south side, southeast sides, and our teachers as well.
And I believe right now you're encouraging folks to apply for the next school year, right? You have coming up, well, when this is broadcast, it may have already happened, but that doesn't mean they can't get in touch with you. But we're on the heels of a January 11th, and then also I think the 18th and 25th. You can go on group tours of the school.
We can go on tours are anytime. Tours are throughout the year. Anyone interested in meeting with us, meeting with me, especially our Director of Enrollment, Abby Laird, you are welcome to look online, do an appointment, make an appointment. Drop by. Sometimes we have people that are walking down the street that are in the neighborhood or work in the area and they come by. We accept at any time, but especially the appointments are great. But you get a tour of both campuses. We have amazing student ambassadors who can answer questions.
That's so important. April, I remember when my kids, I'm an old guy here, an old geezer, but when my kids were younger, we were touring around at different schools. And what really made the difference was the fact that the principal at the school we ended up attending, Pope John the 23rd in Evanston, just took the time to just let us know personally what she felt and how she would be an ambassador for our family. And she really was, because school isn't always smooth sailing for every student. And we had we had, speed bumps along the way. And she let us know from day one how the school community would be there. So that's why it's so important to be able to visit the school and to get this one-on-one time with people like yourself.
Exactly. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So can I share one more thing? I'm going to talk to the control room. Can I share one more thing? Are we on their Facebook page, Old St. Mary's Facebook page? Because they have a great picture. Because January is School Board Appreciation Month. And they have their school board there. Everybody's smiling. If we can bring that up. Okay. There they are. There's everybody smiling.
Yeah, well, that actually is from last year, and as of January 23rd, we probably will have another. That was at a retreat from last year, but that pretty much.
Well, then hurry up. You still have a few days to get this picture up for this year.
It's only there are 2 people that don't belong there, but otherwise we're good.
Oh, that's great. Okay, April, we are here now to talk about the African American Heritage Prayer Service taking place at Holy Name Cathedral. And even though the prayer service is taking place there, I mean, it really is several weeks when students get to sort of take a look at their heritage, take a look at history, and celebrate it all, correct?
Absolutely. It should be something that's all year round, but I love the fact that this is highlighted 4 weeks, some intentionality behind this, some strategies or strategic way of highlighting and affirming identities, African American identities.
And the students truly enjoy it, don't they?
Absolutely. I love it because it's a multimodal way to participate and have some introduce people to the African American culture. There's dancing. There last year there was poetry. It's student, I feel like it's student driven. There's, like I said, choirs, praise dancing. So it's student driven, and who else to better send a message of appreciation of other cultures, and especially centered around faith than the student peers.
What's some of the feedback you get from students about how they feel about the lessons at this time of year?
The students that, in my experience and over 30 years of attending, not necessarily consecutively, but probably I've attended about 10 prayer services over the course of 30 years, from situated in different schools. But again, it is one of the most identity affirming activities that you can attend. I have children that went through and experienced the prayer service, and just the feedback that I get from students and parents is pride. Pride and feeling like you belong, and being able to have other people that are non-people of color, non-African Americans, see the heritage. We kick off the school year with Hispanic Heritage Month, and we have other pride and identity affirming celebrations, but to see this with the faith and the saints embedded into the hour of intentional service, prayer service, it makes a huge difference, because you also see adults, role models that are in the schools and doing this with, I think, over
graduates, successful graduates come back and they talk about the impact.
Alumni come back and speak, and so it's huge.
And the students who are involved, they're also involved sort of in leadership roles and planning, correct?
Absolutely. So, like, for instance, for us, I have 4 students who you wouldn't typically see or don't get a chance to shine, but who want to be a part of something like this. They're chosen. I have 4 students, 2 boys, 2 girls, who will be reading that particular day.
And how excited do they get about it?
I think the parents get even more excited when the students are there, out of sight, out of mind, until the students are there, but the parents are even more excited than the students until they get there.
Yeah, well, I remember those moments. Now I just hope my kids call me once in a while. So hopefully they're listening. Well, once again, the African American Heritage Prayer Service is taking place on Friday, February 24th at Holy Name Cathedral. April Greer, thank you for all the work you've been doing for putting it together and organizing it. It means a great deal. And
thank you for having.
And there'll be a number of schools there. The schools have to sign up and get the kids there. Let's hope the weather cooperates. It usually does.
Yes.
And we're a hardy folks, sturdy, hardy bunch here in Chicago. We can get through rain, sleet, snow, and hail, so we'll make it there.
Absolutely.
But thank you very much. And, I'm going to thank all the viewers and listeners as well. And as we say goodbye to you and as we say goodbye to the viewers and listeners, we're going to listen to a little bit more of the music from last year's service. Thank you once again for joining us here on Catholic Schools Today and at the Archdiocese of Chicago. Thank you again, April, and thanks to everybody for tuning in today.
Thank you.
Have mercy on me, God, in your kindness. In your compassion, blot out my offense.